What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So as you guys can see, I am in Hawaii. Let me show you the beautiful scenery out here. So I'm just walking along the beach. Just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the numbers yesterday. So we know the CPI score came out yesterday. Actually, hopefully I'll post this video the same day. I'm not sure when it comes to internet. Been having some problems, so we'll have to see if we can get this out same day. But if not, CPI score just came out, and we know a few things about our economy, and some of it's good. Actually, I'd say most of it's good. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, so CPI score for June was 3%, and we know that's down from 4%, which is good. That means inflation is continuing to decrease. And if you look over time, if you look over from a year ago today, or let's say a year ago in June, we saw the highest inflation at 9.1%. So now that we're dropping, that is what we've wanted to see. So now we're down in the 3% range. Hopefully we can get down to that 2%, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that later because I think that's going to be really, really hard to do. So right now, 3%. When it comes to the CPIW, CPIW is important because the CPIW is what they're going to use to calculate COLA for Social Security for 2024. So they're taking July, they're taking August, and they're taking September. So we're going to be looking at those months, and I'll make sure to let you guys know what the CPIW is for those months as well as the CPI and all that. Okay, so CPIW is for the wage earners. So it's a little bit different than the CPI. Okay, so usually it's a little bit lower than the CPI. So the CPIW for June was 2.3%. So it's interesting because the Senior Citizens League, they came out and they gave another prediction, okay? So, or projection, however you want to call it. And their projection was that the COLA for 2024 would rise up to 3%. So if you remember last month, I was telling you guys that they made a projection and it was 2.7%. So they came down from 3.1% to 2.7%. Now they've gone back up to 3%. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about this because this is important for us to kind of wrap our heads around this. When it comes to the projections, and the reason why I think the Senior Citizens League bumped it back up to 3% is because when you look at the drivers of inflation right now, the main driver of inflation right now is shelter. Okay, and I told you I was going to talk to you guys about shelter. Shelter right now is at 7.8%. Okay, and that's down a little bit. It was 8% last month. And so when I say last month, I'm actually talking about May. So you know that we have to go back a month in order to get the calculation. So all this information that I'm giving you right now is from June. We're not going to have the updated information for July until August. So when it comes to shelter, last month it was 7.8%. So what does that tell us? That tells us that prices of housing is still way too expensive, which everyone already knows. That's no surprise. But that is a lagging indicator, which means it's going to take a while for us to see any real impact when it comes to any real drop when it comes to shelter. And you just have to think of it like this. Let's say you sign a lease. You're going to be staying in a place, usually you're going to sign a lease for 6 months or 12 months. And so because of that, when you sign that lease, you're going to be locked in. You'll be locked into a price for, let's say it's $1,500 as your rent. You're going to be locked into that for 6 months or 12 months. That means that price isn't going to change. And that's why when it comes to shelter, shelter is going to stay the same. okay? Now when it comes to food, food was 5.7%. And now that's down from 6.7%. So that's good in a sense that that is continuing to drop, and we keep focusing on food because we all need food. It's a necessity. And so when we go to the grocery store, we want prices to be cheaper. And so when we're looking at the CPI right now for food, it's continuing to decline. And so that's good. Okay, so let's get back to this projection of 3% by the Senior Citizens League. So the reason that I think they're doing this is because when you look at shelter, and because shelter is a lagging indicator, and because it's going to take time, like I was talking about the lease that you get for 6 months or 12 months, we're probably not going to see drastic movement now when it comes to the CPI, okay, and the CPIW as well. So we're going to see it probably hover around, let's say, 2.5% to 3%. It's going to stay around that range. It's not really going to drop too drastically. And so because of that, I think the Senior Citizens League is looking at this, and they're anticipating that we'll probably see CPI, we'll probably see inflation remain around 3%. And so obviously it's good that inflation has dropped, but when it comes to COLA, yes, that's going to mean that COLA will drop as well. So that means that we're looking at a COLA for 2024, it could be around 3%. I'm actually thinking it's going to be a little bit lower than what the Senior Citizens League is projecting. So that 3%, I'm thinking is probably going to I still think it'll probably be around 2.5% or 2.7%. So just be aware of that. That's just my opinion. But the Senior Citizens League, they've been doing this a lot longer than I have, and they're saying that they think it should be around 3%. So we'll just have to stay tuned and see what happens when it comes to that. So I just wanted to give you that info, and let's just walk around a little bit, show you guys the scenery in beautiful Hawaii. I am in Kauai, Hawaii. So it's funny when I say Kauai, Hawaii, it just sounds like I'm saying Hawaii, Hawaii. But yeah, I come here every other year, and it's a family trip. So I will be out here. You guys will be coming along for the ride. It's very, very windy right now, so you're probably hearing a lot of wind noise. So hopefully the sound is good. But we're in beautiful Kauai, and this is just a little, I don't even know what you call this, a channel. Takes you out to the ocean. And we're on the north side, North Shore area. But really, really beautiful. Really beautiful place. And one thing that I love about Kauai is it's just so laid back. It's just calm. People are friendly, and they're not all like in a rush. You can't be on a rush when you're on an island. So I really appreciate that, because when you're on vacation, you don't want to be in a rush. I'm not one of those people that goes on vacation and sets my schedule full of all these different activities to do every day. No, I want to relax. I want to come. I did that when I was younger. Now I'm older. I want to relax, just come out and enjoy myself. And if we do an excursion, we do an excursion, but don't have the whole time that you're here planned. So all these different activities have all these different activities set up. That's just not the way that I do vacationing. I do the slow travel. But anyway, so if you're on a fixed income, if you're retired, receiving Social Security, this is good news. The CPI is continuing to decline, and we'll just have to hope that it at least maintains this level. The Federal Reserve has already indicated they want it to drop down to 2%. I think that's going to be hard to do, but that's what they want to do. So they're going to try to raise interest rates again, maybe in July, most likely in July, to see if they can drop that interest rate down to 2%. And we'll just have to go from there and see what happens. But I will keep you guys posted when it comes to COLA. I'm going to let you guys know exactly what's going on this channel, so make sure you subscribe hit that little bell notification, and then make sure you click all. That way you'll get those notifications anytime I post a video. I plan to do a video every day here, so no real change. Just understand the videos are going to be out here walking around, which I think you guys will probably appreciate. It's not, it at least gives you a different scenery. You're not looking at my old studio setup. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. But we'll be out here enjoying things, and I'll show you guys some other stuff too. I'm not just going to talk about inflation and Social Security. I also want to talk just a little bit about retirement and things like that. So we're gonna talk about some different things. But I will leave you guys with the beautiful beach in Kauai. All right, guys, so like the video, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.